Well, hello there, Sagittarius. It is so good to see you. I am so grateful that you're here. I'm Mary Sue, and today we are going to be doing a really special reading. This is kind of like a weekly tarot reading for August 8th through the 15th, but it's also about that really important Lionsgate portal that we have happening on August 8th, 8/8, and the energy of that will continue through this week. So the Lionsgate portal with the number 8 being twice is really about manifesting the abundance that you are seeking in your life. Now, remember, abundance can be in material goods, in money, but it can also be in love, in joy, in feeling fulfillment in your work or some other area. So we're going to take a look at what you can do during this Lionsgate portal. The Lionsgate portal gives us the strength, the courage, both traits of Leo, but it's because we are in Leo season, but it's about helping us to evolve and become more empowered, stronger, and better versions of ourselves, of who it is that we are wanting to become. So what I'm going to do is, it's a little bit of a different read than usual. We're going to take a look at what you are being asked at this time. And one of the things about the Lionsgate portal is that we get the light energy from the sun that helps us to find the clarity about our purpose and our strengths, our spiritual gifts, and how to move forward. So we're going to take a look at what you are being asked to heal at this time. We're also going to take a look at what you are already nurturing within yourself and how to continue doing that. We're also going to take a look at what you just need to purge and say, okay, this is done, moving on. And then we're going to take a look at what Spirit wants you to know is your amazing, unique gifts, talents, your light, your strengths, and then finally how you can use your light, your uniqueness, in order to kind of step into your purpose. What's the next step for you as far as what you, how to take the next step to bring in the abundance that you are seeking. So while I was doing that, I was trying to lay out these cards because it's a lot of cards. But we're going to go ahead and get started with your reading now. I'm going to walk you through all of these cards. We're going to start off with a Soul Traveler's Journey card just to get overall energy here. So we have Finding Sanctuary, opening to your spiritual source. Oh, wow. What a great energy. Okay, so Sag, you have had some really incredible readings lately. I feel as if, this is so interesting because to me, this is a little bit like the Hermit energy. But when we think about the Hermit, it's usually like a cottage or, sometimes we even think of a cave or something like that. Look at this. This is kind of like a castle, like a turret of a castle up above the clouds and the mountains. I feel like this is Sag 2.0. It's, you've been awakened. You have been working on your spiritual gifts, coming into your purpose, but it's kind of like you're rising to a brand new level. It's like you're moving up to the penthouse. I love that energy. Underneath we have Call of the Muse, Orphaned, and the Seven of Cups. So we're going to kind of take a look at these as we're going through these other cards. But I feel like there is some sort of an energy of understanding that you're moving on from an experience that may have left you, feeling a little bit alone and abandoned, and understanding this is not for you. You're ready to step into Sag 2.0, really lovely energy. Okay, so what to heal? We have Nine of Swords, Tall Tale, and Soulmates, okay? This is something to heal. So healing is about allowing those emotions, those feelings to come up, to understand why you are experiencing those energies. I feel like this is coming into this orphaned energy. There's, healing means that we allow the emotions to transmute so that our emotions are no longer driving our actions. Okay, so that's really the essence of healing, is allowing, it's not like about, purging something. It's about healing the energy so that they no longer drive your actions, control how you go out into the world. We have the Nine of Swords and the Tall Tale. I'm getting two messages with this. I think this has to do with probably a romantic connection, but definitely somebody that's a close soulmate. I feel like something has happened because this is under heal. There's been some conflict, or you could even be separated from this person, perhaps even divorced from this person. This could also be a situation like a business partner, or, separating yourself from some line of work that was really close to you, something that you thought was really going to bring you a lot of happiness. So I'm getting two energies. With the Nine of Swords, you may be concerned, okay, because this person, and this would be like maybe if you were in a toxic relationship, you have distanced yourself from this situation because it was no longer good for you. Or, this person could have left, but it wasn't, on good terms. Let's put it that way. I feel like some of you are concerned that this person may be saying things about you that is not true. Tall Tale is spinning stories around why certain things have ended. The energy here is that can be really difficult. We sometimes end a relationship or go a certain way because we understand that somebody is no longer, on our same path. The experience could have expired, or perhaps that this person really is not good for our higher good. So you could have left a situation because of that. So this could have been, a narcissistic or abusive relationship. And then you could be concerned that this person is spinning tales about why you left, kind of making it look like it's your fault. Okay. And that can be really difficult, right? Because it's really hard to sometimes stand up for yourself, especially, in a situation where it could have been, manipulative behind doors, and this could be a person that's really nice to other people, but then you get behind doors and there's a different side of this person that you've seen. So it can be really hard. And I feel like, there's some stress and strain on your part about how to handle that. I think what you're being asked to do in this case is just to be the person that you are, and to understand, like if this person is saying things about you that is truly affecting you, especially like in your job or your career or something like that, then perhaps you need to seek out legal counsel. But it's about not slinging mud. And Sag, I don't think that that's what you're doing here. I think this is kind of a confirmation about you just standing in your own truth and not trying to derail somebody else, about just keeping the focus on you. And understanding that down the line somewhere, when people are spinning tall tales about you, right, that the truth will come out. And I feel like you're taking the high road and being really graceful at this time. And you are being asked to continue that, even though you may feel, really kind of alone and abandoned at this time. Good for you, Sag. I'm going to say that there's a really nice energy that comes from that. You may not recognize it right now, but on down the line, that will come into play. Okay, for others of you, there could be some situation that has ended, right? Or you're concerned that is going to end, and you may be concerned about how this is going to look to other people. You may be wanting to spin a little bit of a tale about why this situation has changed, whether you're separating from a relationship or a career or something like that. I'm not saying that you're saying incorrect things about the other person. It's not that type of energy, but you could just be trying to put on a really happy face and spinning kind of a good spin to it. Okay, so say for instance you lost your job, your last job, and you're trying to get a new job. When you go on the interview, you might put a really super positive spin on why you left your last job. Okay, and I'm not saying that you got fired, but you know, you could be putting a really big positive spin on it. It's about healing the emotions behind whatever this situation is, about healing the emotions and not being quite so worried about what other people think. It means that it's we all do this, right? We put the positive spin on things, but it's also about standing in your truth and understanding that when we're spinning stories, right, it's because we haven't healed something. It's about taking a look at why are you spinning a tale, or why are you worried about other people spinning tales about you. It's really usually comes down to our sense of worthiness, or wanting to fit in, or to, you know, feel somehow connected, or, you know, to not feel orphaned by others. But not to worry about that, you know, to allow these emotions. Oh, really interesting. I love this. Yeah, King of Wands on the bottom, standing strong in your own beliefs. That's what the King of Wands does. Okay, they're saying, you know, give this situation love. Come at this situation. Look at the situation out of love and not out of fear. So I really love that, because, you know, there is only love or fear. When we're in fear, it's our ego driving our actions. But when we get back into our heart space and kind of understanding, okay, I'm moving forward, but I'm moving forward in a loving way, you will find this grounded balance, nurturing energy coming out within yourself. And you'll find other people that are also going to nurture you. I really love that energy. What a really nice message about, you know, remembering that we can either act out of fear or act out of love. If somebody is spinning tales about you, they could be, you know, coming from fear, and just, you know, coming at this situation, just getting back into your heart space and coming at the situation with love. Okay, so let's move on to what you are being asked to continue developing or nurturing within yourself. So this is something that you are working on already. Okay, look at this. Deep knowing, your intuition. And then we have sacred reverence. And we have Ten of Wands. Okay, so what I'm getting here is I'm going to go back to this situation because I think it's a little bit tied to that. You know, your intuition, your deep knowing, your wisdom that you have gained through this experience, and perhaps experience in prior experiences, or even in former lives. You have this deep knowing that we are all connected, that even though this person could be somewhat doing unkind things, or saying unkind things, or spinning tales, or whatever, that we are all still connected. And that's where this love is coming in. You know, just almost having a sense of love does not mean you have to be with that person. Does not mean that you have to say nice things to that person necessarily. It's just staying in your heart space. You know, it's kind of like knowing that you, in a way, I feel like if you can't be with this person, it's like, I wish you well. I really do wish you well, you know, and really meaning it and saying, I wish you well. I wish me well too, right? And then going your separate way, because there is something about dropping the burdens, okay, that this situation is perhaps giving you right now. And that's the burden is what are they saying about me? Or, you know, what are other people thinking about this situation? It's about giving yourself a break and knowing that you did the best that you could in this situation, nurturing yourself, staying in your heart space, and just knowing, okay, I'm dropping the burden of what other people think, and I am not going to start spinning a lot of tales myself, or I'm just going to stand in my truth. Really lovely energy there. And I think the two of them are kind of, kind of playing off of each other and coming back to this finding sanctuary. Once again, you're taking the high road. I cannot tell you how many times, you encounter people in life that, you see this in the news sometimes, but you've met people in your life that have encountered some really difficult obstacles, difficult times in their life, and they've taken the high road. We all have had the ending of some relationship in our life. Even when you're in high school, you've had that breakup or whatever. There are some people that take the high road and just say, I wish them well and I wish me well, and don't talk about the breakup or anything. And they go on to live their life. Does not mean that they're not grieving behind doors, right? But they are, picking themselves up and moving forward in what I call the high road, taking the high road, full of grace, just full of grace. And then you have those other people, that want to drag the whole scenario out into the public, and kind of, spins tales and stories and webs and all of that stuff, and dramatize it. Let's say that. It's not that, say you're going through a divorce, you don't tell anybody that you're going through a divorce, but it's like, it's nobody's business about why you're getting divorced, unless you might share that with your family or close friends. There are people that you will want around you, but it's also about understanding, okay, this isn't like office gossip that you need to talk about. That's why I feel like you're taking the high road here. You're not allowing other people to even kind of put their 2 cents worth in. That this is something that you are going through, and you're taking the high road on it, and kudos to you for that. All right, what to purge? Okay, so we have a deep breath. We have the 10 of Cups, and then the fork in the road. So I feel like, you're at a crossroads. There is a little bit of this crossroads, the 10 of Cups. This is something, a dream. Okay, it could be a dream. It could be a relationship. It could be a job, a career. It could be something that was really near and dear to your heart. And with a deep breath, it's kind of like, really, it is about taking a deep breath and then, just like, okay, understanding that this situation, the door is closed on it. You have a fork in the road. You could take the high road or you could take the low road. You have a choice here about how you, step forward into the next chapter of your life. Step forward into finding the new 10 of Cups for you. And that is the exciting thing about this Lionsgate portal, is that it allows us, to drop the burdens of things that have happened in the past and to embrace new 10 of Cups, new wishes and dreams, new things that we are hoping, experiences, relationships, careers, whatever this is, it's about understanding, okay, I get another shot at this, something didn't work out, that's okay. That was one experience, now I'm going for a new and different experience. I also, I feel like there's a little bit of this energy of, really understanding that you have the choice in front of you. We all have free will. We may not have free will on what other people do to us, right? But we do have free will on how we take the next step, how we react to what is done to us. And I feel as if, that is what you're understanding. And it's almost like you've come to a fork in the road where you realize, maybe in the past you have acted out in some fashion that maybe looking back on it, you're kind of like, yeah, I wish I hadn't done that. I wish instead I had taken a deep breath before I spoke or reacted or whatever. And that's okay, because it's kind of like you've learned that lesson. I think that's why you're being asked to purge it. You may have some, guilt or shame in how you reacted to something. When something went down that was perhaps surprising, very painful, very hurtful. You wish you had reacted a little bit differently, but what they're saying to me is that I feel like that happened, and then it was almost as if you could see yourself in a movie acting that way. And even though you may now regret the way that you acted then, it's about, okay, you've learned the lesson. So Sag, it's about, okay, you've learned that lesson. Now you can purge the choice. Now that you have the choice, but you're no longer overreacting. Let me put it that way. You're purging the choice. Let's put it that way. You have come into knowing that you can always take the high road. It's kind of like before, let's put it this way, before something would happen, right? Something painful would happen, and then you would have had the choice. Well, I could react this way or I could react that way. And one would be the low road and one would be the high road. Now you're recognizing, okay, that you almost don't even need to take a breath. You have practiced and put into place the energy of when things happen like that you just don't take the low road. You always take the high road. So it could be that you may have some like leftover guilt or shame about how you used to be, okay? And how sometimes you would take, let's say, the low road. But to go ahead and forgive yourself for that and understand that that was all on your path, that you have learned that lesson and now you can purge any of the feelings of guilt or shame that you may have with that. Really lovely message. Yeah, look at this. Yeah, 5 of Cups. I feel like you're feeling sorrowful about the way that you may have acted in the past. And, Sagittarius, that could have been years ago, but you're still kind of bringing that energy with you. It's about ending that, understanding that you are no longer that person. Okay, if that makes sense. You're no longer that person that would have overreacted. You now have a much more patient, understanding, loving aspect about you that comes through. Really interesting, because I think we all probably can look back to, how we reacted or overreacted maybe 10 years ago. Okay. We're no longer that person. All the cells in our body are replaced every 7 years. So think of it that way. The vessel that you have right now is not the same vessel that you had 7 years ago. So it's about allowing yourself to realize that the person that you were 10 years ago, it really does not exist. It's about stepping into that energy of, okay, yeah, that's right. That person is no longer existing. So why am I pulling along some guilt or shame about how I may have overreacted in the past? Because you really have. Look at, I love this because you have the crossroads, which is the 2 of Wands energy. But look how you see the world in a different way. See how this person is holding the world and holding one wand, has let go of the other wand. You have decided that you are no longer going to overreact, like in emotional situations or something, you have a much calmer attitude about yourself. Look at this, Empress. You're the divine feminine. We all have divine feminine and masculine. You are totally embracing this now. And so it's about allowing yourself the giving yourself forgiveness and grace for maybe how you may have acted in the past. We all have those situations. That's all of us. But when you have learned the lesson and you have brought that into your life, then you have stepped onto a new path. And I think that that's the message here, Sag. You have stepped onto a new path. You are not that person. There could be people in your life that kind of bring up something that happened, or, a way that you used to overreact to things in the past or something. They may kind of keep bringing that up. That might be somebody that, you need to have a conversation with. I am no longer that person, or perhaps you're distancing yourself from that person, right? Because, we all have people that love to bring up things that, that happened a long time ago, and recognizing, no, people evolve, allowing other people to evolve and allowing ourselves to evolve. Okay, so your amazing uniqueness, strength, and light. This is what Spirit wants you to know. I love this. Great and full. And okay, Ace of Swords. First of all, stepping into your light, knowing your truth. I think this all comes back to all of this because we have chaos and conflict, okay? And I think, we also have great and full. I feel as if one of your greatest strengths, one of your greatest lights is that when chaos or conflict occurs in your life, okay, you can see the silver lining in such situations. You can see the truth. You can see the truth about perhaps why somebody else is overreacting or why somebody is acting the way that they do. I also feel like you really, you are the temperance energy, right? So you have that patience about you. I feel like you have really incorporated that into yourself. And it's kind of like when chaos and conflict come in, you are really being grateful and standing in your truth. Whereas before, how can I put this? Before you may have almost gone to battle, if you will, for if somebody stood up to you or confronted you in some way, you may have kind of like gone to battle, and now you're just standing in your truth. You see how calm and patient. It's kind of like, yeah, I don't really have to share, okay, if you will, my truth. I'm living my truth. It's really interesting energy, and I really love this because I feel as if you're being this way of not having to shout from the highest mountains your truth. You're just standing in your truth. You are the muse. This is your purpose. Your purpose is being able to stand in your truth even when there is conflict and chaos around you. Just being calm and standing in your truth. Almost like not having to speak because your light and your love and your truth speaks for itself. Wow, that's really powerful. I'm trying to think of, Ace of Pentacles, a gift from God, a gift from the universe. Ace of Wands, Judgment, Nine of Cups. Wow, you are definitely on a new path here. Something that is extremely inspiring, that is going to be the seed of abundance in the future. A rebirth of yourself, of being able to stand in your power, stand in your light, your soul's purpose, your calling that is here. But it's also bringing you the Nine of Cups. It's bringing you the abundance in whatever area you are, wanting abundance to come. Your wishes are being granted. Really lovely energy. And it comes from being able to drop the burden of, okay, so this is so interesting, of manifesting what you want. Now, that's such an interesting thought, of dropping the burden of manifesting, because I feel as if there is something really strong about this. There is something really strong about this. It's about stepping into your truth and living your truth. And by doing that, I mean, you're walking your soul's purpose. You're walking your soul's path. This is, leaving things behind that are okay to go towards your 9 of Cups, right? But it's as if you're dropping the burden of having to manifest it, because it's kind of like you may have been working a lot with like the law of attraction, and I totally believe in the law of attraction. So don't take this the wrong way, but I feel as if you've almost thought that it was a burden to try to manifest what you wanted, that you were like really, I want to say like truly trying to practice the law of attraction. You could have used techniques like scripting or affirmations or something like that. All of a sudden, I think when you step into your truth, you realize I don't want to say tricks, okay, but kind of tricks, because it's the magician. I don't need tricks to bring in the abundance that I want, whether it's love or material goods or whatever. All I have to do is stand in my truth. And when I stand in my truth, calmly stand in my truth, and I live my truth, then what happens is the abundance just comes to me. It's the Empress energy of, the Empress knows that she is worthy of all that she is going to receive. She doesn't really do any work. She just sits there. Look, she's sitting there very comfortably, right? Sits there and allows the abundance to come to her. And I feel like that's what you're doing. Like, I feel like you have been working super hard to bring in manifest what it is that you have wanted. But I feel like it's been a burden, because it's kind of like, I'm trying to, this is like the energy of working on manifestation tricks instead of just being who you are. Really interesting. I'm actually going to try that, because, I do love the idea of the, law of attraction. I do believe in the law of attraction. But it is kind of a little bit of a different twist to it. Instead of, stepping into that energy of working on manifesting, it's about just be who you are. And when you step into that, the abundance just comes to you. Wow. Really exciting, kind of an interesting energy. And I truly believe in that too, of just being who you are, and you will receive, what it is that you want and deserve. Really lovely. Okay, so what's your next step? Okay, your next step is to see clearly where you are going. It has to do with, it's interesting. So many of the signs have been getting this in this position. It's about sharing. It's the Oracle's gift about sharing how to bring in these gifts, about balancing out what you put out into the world and what you bring in. I feel like you've been overworking, Sag. If this is your reading, I feel like you've been overworking. Like you've been working really hard to manifest what it is that you want. And now it's kind of an energy of, yes, I'm not saying you're not going to still work, right? Towards your goals and your dreams. But it's also about understanding that when you just stand in your light, when you are, okay, let's go back to, where's that energy? Oh, here it is. Yeah, when you go to Sag 2.0 and you're up in the castle, right? That you understand, okay, I can allow things. Yes, I put my time, my energy, my love out there, but then there's also a sense of allowing, of receiving love and abundance from the universe. Wow, really interesting energy there. Yeah, so your next step, okay, is really to see clearly that you don't have to overgive in situations, that you don't have to worry about what other people are saying or doing. It's really about, yeah, this is who I am, and just being good with that. I mean, it really is kind of a really, I'm holding this card, is a really a beautiful energy. This is who I am. And kind of honestly not worrying about what other people think, say, do about you, because your truth is speaking volumes. Wow. Okay, no doubt. I will eventually achieve success because I don't allow myself to doubt. Yeah, that's stepping into your truth too, right? Maybe when you have this burden of trying to manifest, overworking, okay, maybe overworking, or just working on tricks to try to bring this in, right? Your abundance. It's a little bit like when you take all of that energy, and if you think about it, this isn't putting energy into what you really want. This is putting energy into manifesting. And I know that sounds a little strange, right? But there is a difference. This is putting a lot of energy into manifestation tricks instead of just standing in your light and listening to your purpose and doing your purpose and standing in your truth and not worrying about other people. All of a sudden, you receive everything that you want. Wow. Okay, Sag, I'm going to leave it there. I do personal readings. If you're interested, the link is in the description box below. Amazing reading. And I want to bring this up. You do have new life here. So I really feel like, you are transforming yourself. The orphan energy could have even been this energy of trying to bring in certain things, right? But it was just leaving you drained of time and energy, right? And realizing this isn't working for me. Why is this not working for me? It's all about your new life. It's just about stepping into your truth. Really lovely. All right, I'm leaving it there. Much love and light to you. I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.